The Ford Foundation is just one of many foundations that have enjoy nonprofit status, I would say, and get to completely change the country non-democratically using their tax exemption. How is this going on?
Well, the basic way this works is that the Ford Foundation, the Gates Foundation, the Harvard University Endowment, these are fundamentally cancers on American society, but they pretend to be charities, and so they benefit from preferential tax treatment. So AOC talks about taxing the wealthy, but the Harvard University Endowment pays zero tax. The Ford Foundation that funds those radicals pays zero tax. They're not actually going to tax their wealthy friends who are funding radical left-wing ideology. What they're going to do is tax normal Americans and protect their friends, protect their special privileges, so they have the resources to continue to fund what is ultimately the destruction of our country. This ideology is going to destroy our country. It gets special tax privileges from the American taxpayer to do that.
So even Bernie Sanders, who was considered a radical for reordering our economy, et cetera, I don't think he ever called for taxing openly partisan nonprofits like this. Have you ever heard any politician say, why are we subsidizing this insanity? These are the richest institutions in America. They don't pay any taxes. Like, why does anyone say that?
No, other than me, I don't know anybody who's talking about it. Of course, the left-wing radicals are not going to talk about it because they care more about identity politics than lifting up the American worker. And these foundations are the ultimate institutions of identity politics. I mean, you think about it, this is crazy, Tucker. We're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars in ill-gotten accumulated wealth. It serves as a tax haven for left-wing billionaires. And what do they do with this? They fund critical race theory. They fund ridiculous racism. They fund teaching six-year-olds that they should cast off their gender. We are actively subsidizing the people who are destroying this country, and they call it a charity. It's just ridiculous.
Right. So for ordinary people, gas has never been more expensive. Simple pleasures have never been more expensive. The things that normal people need to live. But there's not even a national conversation, not even a hint that we might tax the most powerful foundations in the country. I hope you'll keep this up. When you do, how do people respond?
Look, they like it because they recognize at the end of the day, why are we allowing the companies, the foundations that are destroying this country to receive tax preferences? Why don't we seize the assets of the Ford Foundation, tax their assets, and give it to the people who have had their lives destroyed by their radical open borders agenda? Give it to the people whose lives have been destroyed by the heroin epidemic. Give it to the angel moms who have lost a kid thanks to the Ford Foundation's ideas. This is what conservatives we need to wake up about. The left is completely controlling our society through these institutions. If we don't fight back against them, they're going to make this country not a good place to live.
Amen. God, thank you. J.D. Vance, I appreciate that. Thank you for coming on tonight.